Good afternoon and welcome to the Fort Bend Voter News. My name is Cameron Hill and I'm with and part of the Fort Bend Election News Editorial Board. Thank you so much for joining us. Please introduce yourself and tell people why you're running.
Well, folks, I'm Larry Baggett. I live in Hockley, Texas. I'm running for the House of Representatives, District 85. And the reason I'm running, very simple. After this COVID-19 hit, and I watched even from Governor Abbott's office across this state, they began to abuse power they never had. And we really have to put something in place to prevent future elected officials from violating the public trust. And I totally understand that they wanted to protect the citizens, but we've had pandemics before in this country and around the world. But this time, it agitated me to the point that someone's got to step up with a backbone and not a wishbone and become part of the solution. And I feel that very strongly that myself, Larry Baggett, I can be part of the solution because I'm willing to work with everybody who understands we're working for the citizens of Texas.
The first question would be, once you're elected, what will be your top priorities?
My top priority will be putting some legislation in play for, i.e., I'm going to harp on this issue with Governor Abbott shutting the state down. I want to see legislation to the point that no future governor will ever shut this state down without legislative approval, and it should be viewed by the Texas Supreme Court. Because there again, people are trying to do the right thing while they're violating laws doing it, and we can't have that. So I feel as a legislator, I must be prepared for the fight that's coming, because let's be honest, many legislators don't want to really be held accountable for their conduct. They want you to vote for them, just be yes people, fall in line, and I'm not that guy. I would be pushing for that legislation, along with even we talked about expanding, dealing with our law enforcement community. And if you really look at the situations that are occurring unnecessarily, I feel that we do need to look at expanding our training of our Texas law enforcement officials so that they're prepared to go out and meet the challenge which they're going to face every day. And I think those are issues we have to, and we've got to get these taxes under control. We have to be fiscally responsible for the money that the taxpayers here in Texas give us, and that's what we have available. No more, but we have to be accountable as elected officials.
Sounds great. Mrs. Denise Joshua Fleming.
Mr. Baggett, what is your vision for future economic development and growth for Fort Bend County?
Okay, well, I think what we have to do is, I was looking at some things as well. I think we're doing good at scaling back property tax. I think we need to minimize government officials being involved and allow the business owners and people who entrepreneur spirit who want to step up, but due to overzealous regulators, they're afraid to, because they understand that it's a lot involved. We need regulatory requirements, but I believe if Austin will get out of the way and allow the workers, the entrepreneurs of Fort Bend County and across this state to move forward, to live their dreams, and they will become part of the solution. But my biggest issue is I understand elected officials are too often putting worrying about stuff over here when they're not taking care of state business. So I think the best thing we can do is let the local area handle it and the state's officials get back to handling state's business and minimize interfering with people's growth. You know, when you make a little extra money, they're more than happy to take it away in taxes, right? We can't keep going down this road. This is an old road. It's an old story. But there again, we have to have legislators that understand what makes this a great state. What makes Fort Bend a great county? It's the people that get up every day and go do the work, and the entrepreneurs, the people that are willing to take a punch in the face if that's what it takes to get the job done.
Sounds great, Ms. Alexandria Jack.
Yes, as Fort Bend becomes increasingly developed, how should the county think about growth?
I didn't catch one of them words. Can you ask that again? I'm sorry, I missed part of that question. It bleeped out on my phone here. I think can you guys still hear me? I'm sorry. I think we're having communications issue. I do apologize. Can you ask me the question again?
Can you hear now?
Oh, there you guys are. Can you ask me the question again? I apologize.
No problem. As Fort Bend becomes increasingly developed, how should the county think about growth?
Well, there again, I think the county need to minimize interference. They need to be concerned about the infrastructure, obviously, because you want your first responders there. But there again, even at local level, local government officials, they need to do what the constituents need them to do so that they can move ahead, so they can make a stronger economy, so Fort Bend and every county across the state can grow. But I think what they need to do is definitely have a stronger infrastructure. Obviously, as the population grows, your need for law enforcement, firefighters, first responders, and I think if they work on the infrastructure, and there again, allow the constituents, the entrepreneurs, the people that go to work to get out of their way, allow them to do what they need to do to make this a great state, then I believe that's a valid response to that question. But the infrastructure has to grow. When you grow, the economy, people come in, lots of things starts happening. They must stay engaged as well. They don't need to become numb from the neck up. Many officials, after a while, they become numb. They don't listen. They just hear you, and kind of like a child, they turn you off and say disregard you after you finish talking. But I do believe the infrastructure there, dealing with things I mentioned, is very important. The growth of Fort Bend County and every county across the state of Texas.
Thank you so much. Please tell the voters why you.
Well, it's very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, we need a legislator with a backbone, not a wishbone. I believe in your right of choice. I do not care for the elected politician who have self-appointed them to a level of God status. I believe you have a right for the elected officials to get out of your way and minimum being involved, letting you grow, let this economy grow. And I guarantee you this, Larry Baggett is not status quo. I go to Austin, I won't fall in line like a good boy. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to fight the fight. Even if we are going to lose, Larry Baggett's going to be on the House floor standing, making sure that they understand the voters of Fort Bend, Austin County, Wallace County, that their representative is in that fight to stay no matter what it may cost him. And I would appreciate your support and believe you can elect an official willing to stand up and fight at all costs. And as far as I'm concerned, I've always believed, I'm 54 years old, when you're an elected official, you're there to serve, not be self-serving. And we got to get the career politicians out of Austin and send the folks up there with backbone, with some zest and ready to take on. And it's not going to be an easy fight. I know that, but I'm committed to ensuring when it's right, I'm going to stand and fight for all the constituents in Fort Bend, Austin County, and Waller County. And I would greatly appreciate your support and your votes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.